What's up, spectators? Welcome back to the episode of Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Last time, Franziska came and started questioning me, but I proved her wrong. I think that's what we did. It's been a while. So now we can go into the attendance room and speak with Teneiro. Yeah, okay. How do I go in? There it is. So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Miss Teneiro. Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too? Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? Okay. Just let me walk around for a moment. What is all this junk inside these boxes? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. That's our lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth. Gold crowns and swords and necklaces? It's like a treasure trove in here, sir. The fact that these were left on the plane implies they were carried onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time for iFly to send its metal detectors out for repairs. I was really thinking the murder weapon might be there. And what are inside these boxes? Those are some souvenirs I bought in Borjinane. There's so many! There's even a second box! Well, yes. I find that folk art from around the world does great things for my creativity. Those suitcases certainly could have done with a whole lot of less of your creativity. It's one of those suitcases designed by Miss Teneiro. You can tell it's hardly ever been used by the lack of even a single scratch on it. Interesting. What about this disgusting-looking pigsty? It's pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk just by looking. I am almost certain that the well-kept one up top belongs to Miss Teneiro. Ew, this bottom was in a giant mess. You sloven, squalid scoundrel of a man. You dare to scrutinize a woman's bed and invade her privacy? There are some things in life best kept to yourself, detective. Alright. Tell me the truth. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You're able to... Oh my goodness. Miss Teneiro, is it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Franziska seems to have struck a nerve. All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work, then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to the room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Miss Teneiro claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. What thing? Is it about the bag? It's been a while since I've examined everything here. If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Teneiro. Oh, that suitcase! Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase, this hideous, grotesque freak show, abomination? I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. but I really want to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there. Well, 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 well. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so that's clearly irrelevant. I'm just gonna start presenting some more things that could potentially be useful. Okay. What else is there to go on? There's the wallet. Nope. There's the notes, there's this magazine, refueling, meals testimony. I don't even remember what's in that thing. And that's it. Okay, cool. Let's go back. Ah, okay. So you're saying, Miss Teneiro, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yes, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shit. Don't lie to me. Don't you fucking lie to me. That's not exactly the impression I got. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. You crazy? I didn't say anything about buying it. Then say you'll buy it. I can't. But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional. Well, that is... How should I put this? It's... hideous! Oh! Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on. My issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining. There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it. 2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Teneiro, what is one of those suitcases doing here? That's... I thought you said there was only 1 left. That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. I think not. Miss Teneiro, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. We can all see the price tag, stupid. I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. What proves that this has been WB? Oh, I missed a little bit. Tell me, Miss Teneiro, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? Yeah, it's like those hats, you know, that have all those markings and things that's supposed to be hip but looks really, really stupid. But it's got, you know, all those... What am I? Okay, shut up. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Teneiro, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in the in-flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. Blech. And the person who bought this suitcase it was her. Take that! Because no one was buying it. It was you, wasn't it, Miss Teneiro? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling. And were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right? Then, the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my... Oh! Ah! I thought that maybe, I had finally accomplished something. But the suitcases didn't sell. It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous. I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either. We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. so I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. Every single time you work a flight? I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. And here's my receipt for that purchase. This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m. Okay. The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Miss Teneiro, where are these other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases too? Yes, I do. The killer used one of your disgusting, hideous, grotesque suitcases to move the victim's body. How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be. Miss Teneiro, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? That door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to. Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects. I can't believe it. Yes? Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name. And what do you mean by that? The suitcases came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard. Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? That's the only realistic possibility. That other attendant, Miss Meal. I asked her earlier, and she had this to say. Franziska got information out of Miss Meal. In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required. Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card, of course, is Miss Rhoda. Rhoda, okay. Dear Lord. What? Is this true, Miss Teneiro? Yes, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times. Could you please show us that card right now? Hold on. Of course it's missing. Duh. Where could it have gone? I don't believe it. Come on, Edgeworth. It's missing. You know what's going on. The keycard, it's gone. Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait! It's not like that! You can tell us all about what it's like down at the precinct, officer. Arrest this woman. I like precinct more than station. It sounds more serious. Or downtown. That's always a good one. Mr. Edgeworth. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Franziska, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However, hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet, it still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. Every time she does a little arm extension, I just want to grab it and throw her. Like a wrestling move. 15-second save, go! I wonder how close we are to finished. I bet we're more than halfway done. Lower deck, cargo hold. So this is the cargo hold, huh? Gumshoe, get back here! You're grounded! It's so big! Wow, that wasn't even subtle. It's like, hey! There's a missing briefcase! Thank you. This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and an ultra luxurious first class seating. So is this the real scene of the murder? There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating. Bah. What's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we take a closer look. Maybe he would. How would you know? There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. What? It looks like a profile on Francisca. Interesting. Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? That's it? There's like 50 things in there. Okay. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. Why would they scrap them? You sell them in a duty-free. I mean, I understand inventory space or shelf stock. Oh god, it's been so long since I've used these terms. Is valuable, but they don't depreciate in value. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200. This is why airlines go out of business. Because of the briefcases. You can quote me on that. And Miss Teneiro wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. It definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments? Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of his story. But no matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. Good. Oh, no. I didn't know that this plane was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo. This thing's as tall as 2 of you on top of each other, sir. It would probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface of this monstrosity. What? Really? I guess that sounds about right. There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate seriously, Detective. Excuse me! Get out of my way! All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says, flammable, and this one, it says, pharmaceuticals. This one says, for exorcism use only. Official exorcism business. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? I need a young priest and an old priest. I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it. The elevator is currently stopped on the 1st floor, Detective. It can't move. Oh, yeah. I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special keycard. Both the door to the attendant's room and the elevator's control panels require a keycard, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. You're not gonna push it? I think that almost covers everything. That's the suitcase, there's the area, the bed sheets, there's nothing here. Alright then, let's go speak with either the officer or Francisca. Or Gumshoe. Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir. I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. Ugh. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Man, I really just want to spend like 30 seconds just saying, yes, I was. I could go into it, but it has been 20 minutes. But then again, it also feels like not a whole lot has happened. You know what? I'll go an extra, 2 minutes? That seems fair. I've been following a very large and involved government-level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Francisca came to this airport as an Interpol liaison, ICPO. ICUP. Interpol is involved? It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. It sounds like black market smuggling ring to me. How about I do some of this and some of that? Take this. That's not what I wanted. Where is it? What? Where'd it go? There was that evidence. Oh, it's logic, that's why, okay. Thank you. I have 4. Hey, not bad, okay. Let's do this. Connect. Boom. You goddamn right. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Commissar. Franziska said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do. Let's see. Oh, hey! Awesome. I didn't even think of that. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Very good, Gumshoe. You'll be a detective any day now. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? And that's been an extra 2 minutes, so that's 22 minutes. I feel like there was a bit more content, and we got to do some logic, and we know a bit more what's going on, so now it feels more fair to end the video. So stay tuned for the next one tomorrow, and bye-bye!